Yes, yes. Please go ahead. Yeah, you're audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Bhargavi, welcome you all to the session on how to write a winning proposal for BIRAC Big Grant. I take this privilege to introduce our speakers for today, Dr. K. Srinivas, ADG IPTM ICR Headquarters, Delhi. I welcome you, sir. Dr. N. Shivraman, Principal Scientist and CEO, AIDEA NAM. And once again, I welcome all the participants who have joined us today for this session. Now, I invite Dr. N. Shivraman to give a brief about AIDEA and the BIRAC Big Grant. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Bhargavi. And first of all, I also welcome Dr. Srinivas from our headquarters, and also all the participants for joining the first web show of the BIRAC proposal. Thank you very much for joining. And let me start with a presentation about the BIRAC. Could you able to see my slide? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Right. See, NARM is one of the technology-based incubator based at Hyderabad. It is housed at NARM ICR NAM, a leading academy under Indian Council of Agriculture Research. This incubator is supported by NABARD, DST, and DBT, and we have several projects. And before that, let me go through the BIRAC proposal and then come back to what we are offering at NAM, so that we can find the rationale why NARM is associated with BIRAC on this scheme. So regarding the straight away going to the Biotechnology Ignition Grant of BIRAC scheme, this is a national level grant scheme where 50 lakhs grant is given to the. There are some voice. Please mute yourself. So this is a national level grant that is granted by BIRAC, that is under DBT. It's called as Biotechnology Ignition Grant. It is up to 50 lakhs grant in aid that comes to the startups who are in the stage of ideation to prototype development. So this is the advertisement I think you might have seen. There are different areas where in which BIRAC big supports projects, from diagnostics to healthcare to agriculture. They support all the areas. And in this, NARM is one of the specialized incubator that is giving support for agri-based startups. So if anyone has an idea to related to agriculture and want to participate in the big grant, and you can apply through NAM as well. This Biotechnology Ignition Grant is offered by BIRAC, that's Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, which is under Department of Biotechnology. This is providing a grant up to 50 lakhs for different startups, which are startups or individuals who are applying in the area of biotechnology, but it includes biotechnology and also the technology which is associated with that. That means not only in biotechnology area, if anybody is interested to work on soil science, animal health, all these things, you can apply through this. The purpose of this project or scheme is to support the startup which are in the stage of ideation to proof of concept, and also to spread the entrepreneurship culture among the population in the country, and also to enable biotech startup ecosystem in the country. The different areas that is supported by AIDEA under big R, agriculture and agri-tech. Agri-tech that includes drone, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other areas. Then food technology, then we have supply value chain, then Internet of Things, sensor-based technology, agriculture and animal genomics, biotechnology, and animal breeding, bioenvironmental engineering, macro, micro molecules, which includes nutraceuticals and all those things, and post-harvest processes, technologies, value addition, microbiology, that includes probiotics and all those things, diagnostics, veterinary sciences, fisheries, forestry, dairy technology, horticulture, farm machinery, soil and irrigation, then biofuels, bioinformatics, and other areas that is in agriculture and agriculture allied sectors that includes animal husbandry, forestry, fisheries, home science, and food technology as well. So who are eligible to apply for BIRAC? One is startups or entrepreneurs who are registered as a company. Then second one is researchers. Then third category can be students who are pursuing masters or PhD doctoral programs. Individuals having innovative idea or at a proof of concept stage, they can also apply for this project. The types of project that is supported by BIRAC, I mean at the national level, it is drug discovery, then devices and diagnostic, agriculture, industrial biotechnology, biosimilar and stem cells, vaccines, bioinformatics and facilities, waste management, sanitation, clean energy, and related areas. BIRAC encourages proposals that include engineering, artificial intelligence, IoT, ICT, big data, and cloud-based technology, and so on. All the advanced technologies also, but as application to the life sciences, it is being supported by the BIRAC. And among these, you can see the highlighted ones, that is agriculture, industrial biotechnology, including secondary agriculture, and waste management. These are some of the areas that AIDEA is supporting. AIDEA is also supporting engineering, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things as applied to agriculture discipline. And the project which are not supported in the BIRAC is the one which is having purely basic or exploratory type of project, and project having low level of novelty or commercial values, and the project that are having long clinical trials, field trials. So those are not part of the support system of BIRAC. And it's not a research fellowship for PhD students. So funding support for BIRAC, so it gives up to a grant of up to 50 lakhs, and it is released in different tranches. The tranches, at least 3 or 4 tranches are there, and you can see that first tranche is 30% is given, and then they review the progress, and if the milestone are achieved, then they go for the second tranche. That's how the installment will be released once you are selected for the scheme. And who can apply? As I already told you, it can be company or it can be individual. It may be researchers or it may be students. So they can apply. But if you are individual and associated with a company or an institution, then you have to produce the no objection certificate, or else the person has to resign and then apply as an individual. Then if somebody is from LLP or a company, then remember that the company should have less than 50% of, greater than 50% of shareholding from the Indian promoters. So that's very important. And also, if the person is a company, he has to apply it as a company, not as an individual, or else he has to disassociate with the company by resignation properly, and then only can apply it as an individual. The same thing applies for this as well. And one clause that was recently added to this, once you are selected and you are getting the grant, then it's mandatory that you have to sign the tripartite agreement, wherein which it specifies that 5% of royalty that is based on net sales has to be contributed to the BIRAC grant back to the, it's like a plow back. You have to give back till it covers the grant amount that is provided. So once the company started performing, it has to be paid back without interest and through the 5% royalty. So and the royalty class applies as soon as the first sale starts. And remember that when you are applying, it's important that project leader need to be identified, and it is through him that you are submitting a proposal. And the project leader need to defend his work during the technology evaluation phase. So he has to defend, and he should have at least 51% of equity in the concern which is applying for the proposal. And there are the different stages. You can see that stage 1, there will be eligibility check. First, it will be screened to know whether the concerned person who has applied for this program is eligible or not. That eligibility includes whether if it's a company, whether the company is properly incorporated, and the Indian equity is more than 50%. So these are the eligibility check that we do it in the first stage. And in the second stage, preliminary selection committee, will go through the process and whether it will find that the proposal is scheme fit and whether there are enough technical details to review that. It's important when you are submitting a proposal, you give as much as technical details as possible so that it will be easy for the reviewers to go through it and find whether it is scheme fit and it has something which the reviewers can go through. And also remember that it undergoes a plagiarism check, and it's better you do the plagiarism check, see that the similar proposal are not submitted by others before. And then the next stage is online review, where technical experts will go through the proposal and they give marks. And based on the marks, the top people are selected, and then they go to the, you can say it's almost like a last stage technical expert panel, TEP round, where they will be pitching their proposal. The project leader and his team will be pitching the project proposal before the technical panel. And after this round, there will be expert selection committee. Based on certain criteria, they will see that which proposal has to go through by selecting the appropriate cutoff marks. So once they specify the cutoff mark, the ones which has cleared or above the cutoff marks will automatically get selected, and then they will be going for the grant. And the grant will be provided to the as partners of BIRAC. 8 institutes are partners to BIRAC, including AIDA NAM, which is for specifically meant for agriculture. And this process takes about 2 months. This entire process takes about 2 months. Then once it is through, once it is conveyed to the prospective applicant that is selected, then there will be they will be undergoing the process of they have to sign a tripartite agreement that is between the institutions which you are associated, say for example, EI. So there will be tripartite agreement, and then the funds will be disbursed in tranches. And for every tranche release, there will be a monitoring mechanism. They will evaluate fully whether the milestones are achieved, and then only the next tranche will be released. And before that, there will be a monthly progress review. So once a due diligence is followed, after the release of the last tranche, it will be like observed whether you are able to get enough financials. Once you are getting the enough financials, then the amount has to be transferred back in the form of royalty. So big proposals are reviewed on the following parameters. So it's very important you also note it down. It is unmet needs, the need, whether it is required or not, whether it is solving some real world problems. So that is having a weightage of almost 20%. And the value proposition or differentiation, that carries another 20%. Technical viability, that's very important. So the person who is a project leader has to be technically sound, and he or his team founding members should have the technical expertise. They can't outsource the technical things. And the team strength or passion with the team, that carries about 15%. And then the business perspective, if it is having more business perspective, and you could be able to generate market traction, and if you are able to give market size potential, then you get the highest mark, that is 15 marks for that. So this is in a nutshell about the evaluation process and the criteria that they are using. And coming back to AIDA NAM, and this is a specialized startup that we have in Hyderabad to support agriculture based individuals or companies or startups. And here we give focus more on agriculture and allied aspects with the objective of developing some innovative solutions to the farmers' problems. And so far we have, so far we have made, several, milestones we have attained through different programs. One is sensitization programs, where we give sensitizations to all colleges and institutions. Another one is ideation, like a BIRAC, and we also have several programs through which we do the ideation and incubation. And acceleration, we have a flagship program that is called AgriUdan. Now already that fourth round of AgriUdan is going on, through which we are docking in the startups that is in the acceleration phase. And the last one is our strength is known by the connects that we have with the investors. And the 9 portfolio startups, were in the pipeline. They have got already big investments in the acceleration phase. And going for our strengths, so ours is one of the ICAR institution, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, where we have 108 research centers, research institutions, and we have top class research laboratories. The one who gets incubated at NAM has access to all these institutions. The experts that is available, we have closer to 6,000 plus scientists in the system. So that's our strength. And second thing, we have over 722 Krishi Vigyan Kendras, who are directly connected to farmers and farmer producer companies. So the one who is coming to area will have access to test their products or services at the field level through these KVKs. And also we have very close collaborations with 70 plus state agriculture universities, where they have different schemes, they have laboratories, and they do have a lot of expertise, which are all available to the incubators of area. These are some of the strengths. And also we have very good connections with the agribusiness companies and also mentors and investors. So now coming back to BIRAC, how to apply. So this call comes twice in a year for about 2 months. 2 months the call will be there, 1.5 months call will be there. So now already the call is there, and 1 month to go. Next month 15th is the last date, and you have to apply through BIRAC portal. Okay, I will go through the portal, run through the portal how to apply. And see, it's very important that once you are applying, keep all the materials with you, and you should provide enough details, especially technical details and market details, that will facilitate the reviewers to give more marks. And also any change of request will not be entertained. It's very important that once you submit the proposal, further changes may not be possible. So it's better to cross-check, correct everything, keep things ready, and then apply well before the last date, because sometimes nowadays the portal gets hanged in the last minute. So don't wait for the last minute. You can apply it much before the last date is over. And let me run through the slides. Okay. Not the slides, I will show the portal how to do it. Yeah, this is BIRAC homepage, and the one who wants to apply, just go there and click login or register. You can see at the top, login or register. So once you click, you get this new user. Okay, below that you can see click here to register. Click that. So you have the registration process. Scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth, you can see that click here to register for big scheme. You can click this, and then so where you have to decide whether you are applying as a company or whether you are applying as an individual. Then accordingly you proceed next, and then provide all the details. Okay, you can see big users registration. So click, you give your username ID, and other things you can fill on your own. But it's better that you have all the information in your hand before starting to fill that, especially that title, technical details, and also the qualification of your team members, and then the market details, market tractions. Okay, so this is what I would like to share now, and I request Dr. Srinivas to talk on how to make a winning proposals. Subsequently, we take up any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shivram. Already there are a couple of questions. You answer it, then we'll go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
That's the question, sir. So,
yes.
Sir, myself, Professor Anik Kumar, the coordinator of Agri Innovation Center, University of Agriculture, GKVK. Sir, nanotechnology is included in the area of priority, sir.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Nanotechnology, sir.
yes, yes. It is the area of importance. Anything you can make any biotech with coupled with nanotechnology can be used in the biotech. Otherwise, also in any nanotechnology based technology in with agriculture, you can do it.
Okay, sir. So there are 30 students who presented some novel idea. How to get the funds, sir? If you apply for, how to apply for that? Other than big grant, can any other grant you can also apply, or they can go a company for the student? I think they're not.
There are other couple of grants with a idea like Nidhi Prayas is there. You can try in Nidhi Prayas.
Okay, sir. Last.
Not only here, but many places Nidhi Prayas is there. Your
Okay, sir.
BBC also has the Nidhi Prayas.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question. Can you scientist or the teacher can also start the company, sir?
Yes. Subjected to the rules and regulations of your institution.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
If your institution allows, no issue.
Okay, sir. Okay, because
Sir, I have a question. My name is
yeah. Thank you, sir.
Sir. My name
And the
is
students also can apply through the BIRAC scheme. Only thing is that, the university has given him certificate stating that he can work full time on that.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Make your own company and start, sir.
Yeah, yes, he can also have his company. Yes.
They are in final year. They have very good, wonderful idea to protect the
Yes,
plant in the summer.
Okay, you
Some
can
compound.
do it. The next question, next person is to
Yes,
answer.
sir. Aman, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aman,
Sir,
yeah.
we are working for poultry hatcheries. We say help to set up energy efficient poultry hatcheries and poultry farms. Do we
Yeah.
qualify under agribusiness?
Well, yes, in BIG you are qualified.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, one question actually. It's been mentioned that if a person is individual is applying and is a part of any LLP or company, then he should resign. But in the application, it is mentioned that if he is part of the biotech LLP, then he has to resign. For example, I am part of some IT company, some other IT company. I should not do that, right?
Sir, basically you have to work full time for BIG.
Yeah.
So you have to see whether you will remain in the company or not.
Sir.
You have to work full time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Full time we will be working, but legally not.
How will you work for company in that case?
See, more than 20% equity, then there is a bar actually if you have in that company.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So you can go through the guidelines. So for a honorary member, no problem.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, right.
There are a couple of chats. You can look into that.
Yeah, chats, yeah, okay.
Hello.
The one question is, can an NGO apply?
Can I?
Can an NGO apply? NGO.
No.
And
It is completely profit oriented.
can agri-tech companies apply? Yes.
Yes.
So is it necessary for potential startups to be incubated? If yes, for how many days mentorship or incubation period and where?
18 months.
Yeah, if the startup is a company and they have their own lab facilities, well-established lab facility, then incubation is not required. And if they don't have the lab facility, then incubation is a must. They have to be associated with some incubator.
Yes.
Okay, okay, yes, Palar. If there we don't have lab or office, so I mean we have to be incubated at. Can we apply in the same norm incubator center or somewhere else?
Depends. All BIRAC recognized incubators.
Yes, there are 8 centers you can just go through.
And not only 8, beyond the 8, there are many associate centers are also there. Many bionests are also there. You can apply there.
Yeah.
For the product which is specific product, so are there any specific incubator, or we have to apply before apply to these schemes?
You can get it after you get the grant. You can apply for the incubator. But what specific product you are talking about?
It is one kind of a biotech product only. It is a combination of a two thing. how should I explain? Just like I'll give the example. It is just like a
What is the output?
output. It is a health product, oral healthcare product.
It is for human health.
Human health. I'll tell you, it is very simple. Just like a pistol. One is a mechanical part.
Okay. You definitely you can. In that case, probably NAM may not be able to help you, but there are many health tech incubators are there. You can apply there, like Sign Mumbai is there, IKP Hyderabad is there, so, and many other. Where are you situated at?
Bangalore.
So Bangalore, you have the CCAMP is there.
Okay, but it doesn't come under then biotech.
It comes under biotech.
Acha, you're telling incubator. Okay.
Healthcare. Yes.
Healthcare incubator under that.
Since
So-
AIDA we are doing only on agriculture, for health you can go for other incubators like.
Okay.
You can go to CCAMP or BBC. That is
Yes.
Bangalore.
Say C-Camp and other one.
CCAMP and
Yes,
BBC.
Yeah,
Bangalore.
shall I answer, sir? Sir, Arni Kumar from US Bangalore, sir. Sir, we have a collaboration with CCAMP. Whenever the incubator is from agriculture, they'll come to US Bangalore. They can incubate in US Bangalore, sir, GKVK campus.
Sir, we are talking about non-agriculture one.
Correct.
Okay, sir. That is they can go.
Sir, Doctor Sir, one you told C-Camp, other one is for health incubator.
Bangalore Bio Innovation Center, BBC.
Oh, BBBC, correct. And particularly regarding oral or dental, any
That's
incubator
what
can.
CCAMP is
CCAMP is
basically
the-
health tech.
Oh, right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Good afternoon. My name is Ishan, and I have applied for BIRAC funding this year on the 18th call, and we have went till the 4th round, which is the technical evaluation presentation, and we're just done with it yesterday. So, in case if we are not selected this year because of whatever reviewers or comments, can we reapply the same project for the 19th call?
Yes, with improved thing you can apply it, not a big issue.
And also because Shri Siva Marini sir ne bola ki that there should be no plagiarism, but we'll be applying for the same project. So will it
नहीं,
be?
उसमें आप लिखे, उसमें एक कॉलम रहता है in which you will be asked whether you are applying first time or second time.
Okay.
So if you are applying second time, automatically the first time will be taken care of.
Okay. So we'll be applying to NARM only. Should I change that project title or with the same project title?
You are
No,
from?
you have to see the comments first.
You are from?
Yeah.
You are from?
So I am from Nomads Nutraceuticals. It's but we have applied through NARM.
From which place?
Bhargavi ma'am from Delhi.
Okay.
New Delhi. So we work in micro emulsions where we synthesize aromatic plant extract into nanoemulsions basically to make it water soluble.
Yeah, the last round is over. So shortly you'll be getting the comments. Okay, so incorporate the comments and then you have to
You can
resubmit.
apply.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, two persons have raised their hand. Ashwath, then Ambiyar.
Then there are many who are writing also.
There are many questions in the chat, sir.
Should I go
Should
now?
we take it up now or in the end, sir?
Yeah, first let them speak whoever want to speak, then we can take up the chat once.
Okay.
Hi, sir. This is Ashwath. I'm from Kerala. First of all, thank you for this wonderful presentation. It's actually cleared a lot of doubts. So my doubt is, currently I am under a program of BIRAC. It's a fellowship, Sparsh Fellowship. So it is in the area of agri-tech, and I've been incubated at Maker Village, Kochi. So I am working on a theme of providing protective equipments for paddy farmers, especially paddy farmers.
Sir, you have to complete the Sparsh Fellowship first and then we talk about BIG.
Yeah, sir. Actually, the fellowship is into the last process, sir. It will be over.
When it will be over?
It is going to over by December 2021, sir.
Then you can apply for first this is 19th call, 20th call you can apply.
Yeah, 20th call will be there by that time. Yeah.
Okay, sir. But my doubt was last time also I was checking the subthematic area. I was not able to understand which subthematic area this particular idea comes under.
Yeah, what is that idea actually? What you are working on?
Sir, it is personal protective equipment.
You can actually talk to them separately rather than
Yeah.
putting it in public.
Fine. Okay, right. So you call us, we'll help you on that. Yeah.
Sir, one
Hello.
more question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yes.
Sir, converting waste plastic into different energies comes under BIRAC?
Yes, waste management.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Waste plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, one more last question. So in our BIRAC proposal, we had submitted that we'll be hiring SRFs with the help of BIRAC's grant. So does the incubator helps us with the hiring, because it is the first time that we'll be hiring someone. So does they also help us during the hiring?
Yes. They should.
Yeah.
They should help whomsoever the incubator is. That depends on the incubator to incubator.
Yeah.
Sir, can I come in? My name is Azman Frederick. I'm from Hyderabad, from a company called Amisha Foods. In the proposal, it is in the guidelines, it is mentioned that the startup company cannot be more than 5 years old.
Yes.
7 years, the new definition.
Okay. Because I have worked for the past many years, I have worked for the ripening of fruits, climacteric fruits. And we have our own proprietary equipment and all that. So first couple of years, we have worked on improving the quality of ripening. Now we want to work on the mobility of ripening. Why should a ripening chamber be, a kind of a fixed? Why can't we do it in containerized systems?
Yes, you can apply for that.
But my company is a little 8-year-old
Doesn't matter.
company.
You are from a company. You apply as a representative of company. No, not
Okay.
anything.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Frederick.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, taken.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Deepak Chaturvedi here. Sir, I applied 2 times. My application was not selected in the 3rd round first time, 2nd round second time. But this time I'm quite confident. And we are also starting a private limited company. My question is, if it makes sense to pursue the same application the 3rd time, or we should start a new one, because now we would have a different company in some time. I'm not sure. I am hoping that in the first week of September, we would be able to start this company, register this company. But I'm not sure. In case there is any hiccups, I just wanted to understand on that part, sir.
Deepak ji, you can again apply for the same concept. The problem with your both the times your application, I understand what exactly the problem is. It is going to some the person who is not exactly in the field which you are working. It's a unique field actually. Anyway, you can apply it. And regarding company and all, it will continue. They are the continuous process. You need not worry about that. If you are not able to form the company by the last date, you can apply as an individual. Later on, you can update it that I have a company now.
Yeah.
All right. Sir, I could not reach Harshita. I'm not sure, sir. I would need a new LOI for this. Who should I contact?
Now I don't know who is there.
Yeah, it's a Bhargavi. You can contact her.
I also left NARM actually, so I don't know it.
Oh.
Dr. Srinivas is at our ICR headquarters now.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can contact Bhargavi. You type bhargavi.aidea@nam.in.
I'll drop the details in the chat box.
So you can write to her. Yeah.
So good afternoon. Abhijit here. I have also applied 2 times, but not selected. So can I apply newly this year?
Yes.
Yes, you can, but go through the comments and then see that why.
Go through the comments and improve upon.
Improve it. That's
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I need your help for that. So I will be in touch with you. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, is poultry-related products included in this scheme, sir?
Yes.
Like
feed development, and now as we are facing a lot of problem with protein-based diets like soybean deficiency of soybean meal. So we have an improved variety of feed product already tested. So it's in the basic process. Can we apply? Because we are new. I have heard about this BIRAC and
Yes,
big
you
grant.
can apply, sir.
So can, as I got the mail that we can apply, but just how can we represent ourselves?
Yeah, you can contact us.
We are not incubated, sir, at your AIDEA. We are not incubated at your AIDEA. Just we are new.
Yeah. At this point, you need not be.
Yeah, you can contact us. We will help you.
Right, sir. Right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, I have one. Because my product is related to the oral health or dental, but I am not professionally expert in this dental. So will it make some difficulty for my application?
Yes, you have to have someone who is expert as an advisor or as a team leader or as a mentor, someone else. That's why I am asking you to go to CCamp and they will help you to find some good mentors.
Yes. So preferably if you have in your team, then it will be good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. This is Sudha. I just wanted to ask whether if we have got already some other grants, are we eligible to apply for BIRAC?
Which grant you got it?
I haven't got, but I'm planning to apply there also together.
See, the thing is that only one grant you will get if it is from the government side, and that depends on which type of grant you got it and which form you got it. A lot of things are there that you have to tell us separately. You can tell us, tell the team AIDEA, and they will help you out.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, shall I start? Chat is increasing.
Oh, okay.
Sir, I have a small query. If you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a civil engineer. Basically, we are working on bacterial concrete. We have done a lot of things, and now we are in the process of making a product out of it.
Yeah, I did not understand. You wanted to make a
product.
Which
Like
type
we
of
have
product?
a product that is ready to use for the site as a repair material.
Okay.
So can we apply under BIRAC?
Yeah, you go for the industrial one. Definitely, you can apply. I hope you can.
I am basically a professor in Thapar University, so I'll be applying as a researcher.
Upper University, where it is? Ludhiana.
Patiala, sir. It is in Punjab. Yeah.
Why don't you? This type of things are being done by different big partners. I suggest you. Okay, you listen to this. I don't say no because more focus on agriculture. But however, I suggest you definitely you can. This type of webinars are being conducted by all 8 partners. You can go to FIIT, IIT New Delhi, and then you can be they can be your partners in civil engineering and all those.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. If not anyone else, shall I start?
Yeah, one question, I think assistant professor in a veterinary college.
Yes.
Whether they can apply for BIRAC. So
which veterinary college?
Yeah, that is not mentioned. Rajashekar Labati.
That is basically depends on their institutes or their universities guidelines.
Yeah.
In ICR, we have a guidelines. We follow that. But universities, many universities have different guidelines. According to that, you can even form a company also. Okay.
Yeah, they have to give no objection certificate from the university. So
Yeah.
you have to check the rules of your university. Yes.
So, dear friends,
Yeah.
although I have only practically I have only 2 slides, but I'll be talking around 20-25 minutes. My topic is how to write a winning proposal. I'm as Bhargavi told, I am presently working with ICR headquarters at New Delhi as Assistant Director General of Intellectual Property and Technology Management. Here I look into the policy aspects of whole ICR. Besides that, I am also in the board of a company called Agri Innovate, which is a company of Department of Agriculture Research and Development, which is basically the commercial arm of Indian Council of Agriculture Research and all its institutes. I also deal with around 50 agribusiness incubators across the country in different ICR institutes, which normally are working on the project mode, not as a special purpose vehicle. Couple of them like NAME, IDEA, IRI, Krishi Hub, IRI, Pusa Krishi, Best Heart, then Millet Hubs. These are a couple of special purpose vehicle within ICR also we have. However, I am looking after that particular area also. I had been working with NAMS TBI and probably one of the founder of this particular idea, and we have tried to bring it into a very vibrant thing, and I hope you will enjoy this session today evening. Earlier, I was sitting like what today Sivaramane is sitting and not talking much. Today I am going to do it from the another part of the things. So how to write a winning proposal? Everyone says I can write a better proposal, and definitely you all can write a better proposal, but what exactly the people are looking into it? Couple of things already Sivaramane told, and in my second slide it will come, although I have included certain more things, that what criteria the people are looking into that. Mostly whenever you are writing a proposal or writing a winning proposal and a business proposal, you have to think, what is the thing? What is your vision and mission? That is the first thing you have to understand. The vision of your company comes out of the issues that you are dealing in your company. You can simply say you must be a very good science student, and you must have done a very good research in the field of your specialization. For example, someone was telling, I am very good at a poultry feed part of it. Someone is saying, I am very good at some other nanoparticles or some other things. You must be very good, you must have a very good skill and understanding of whatever the technology you are using. But that doesn't make you a good proposal writer. You must be writing a very good proposal for an academic research. But here we are not going to write an academic proposal. Here we are going to write a business proposal, which has to have a competition. When you talk about a business proposition, and you have a vision that my company is going to be $1 billion company in next 5 years or 7 years, then you have to make a strategy for them. This is the vision you must have, that where you wanted to grow. You can put your vision as a social impact also, that I wanted to raise the income of farmers by this time. But with that, you must also tell that you are also going to earn from something. That's why I say NGOs are not exactly part of this particular cohort. The whole idea behind this type of funding is to improve the businesses. NGOs, basically, they do a lot of social work. They do a lot of work which they claim that they have been doing for the social upliftment, social development. But that is not coming out in the form of business. So the basic idea behind this is that unless until you earn a profit, you are not able to grow faster. That is why most of the NGOs become that is why it is very clearly said, even if you
Yeah, we lost his connection. I'll call him. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I just contacted.
Doctor, you are muted and we lost your connection. I think you are having low internet there.
I'm sitting just.
Yeah, we lost since about 2 minutes we lost your connection. Yeah.
Oh, 2 minutes you lost. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
So where I was exactly at the point. So basically, this is why we wanted a winning business proposal, not a proposal for social thing. Yes, your business, if it is doing a social cause, also a social development, also it is well and good, and everyone will appreciate it. While doing the business, you are doing the social cause also. And there are a couple of incubators like Willgrow is there, which they say they wanted to do the business with social impact. So, and actually, if you see the vision of AIDEA also, it has a social aspects within that. So when we talk about how to write a winning aspect, what is the first and foremost thing that we actually, there are important points to ponder with when you think you wanted to write a business proposal. You have to look into the unmet needs or problem statement or demand position, whatever you call it. All the three, if you really look into, are the same thing, that what exactly the problem statement is there in the field. The unmet need is there in the economy. The demand position is there in the economy. If you are able to do it and able to see it, then definitely you will be there. I can give you the example. Someone was telling that he is going to develop certain type of feed which are rich in protein and whatever XYZ is there, with XYZ the proposition is there. That means he has seen that within the poultry sector, whatever the feed is there is not up to the quality. If it is correct, I'm not sure. I don't know. I did not do the market research of that particular thing. But, and people definitely require it. That is the important thing. If people have to understand that this is the thing which I require it, and I am not able to get this particular thing. This is the customer point of view as saying, I require XYZ and I am not able to get this thing in the market, then that is a problem for the customer and you are going to solve that problem. And whatever it is, whatever the idea you have to think of the problem statement and the impact of the problem statement. That means the volume of the problem that is there. It may be possible that you contact me and I say, yeah, I have a problem, I need this. It doesn't mean that this will become your business proposition. It may be chances that I or people like me, few people are like me, require that thing, not a large mass. You have to understand that market size. Which market size is how much your solution for a problem is going to impact. How many big population you are going to affect in future. Maybe the same thing I can say, a specific problem to me may not be very, very important, but the problem is widespread among the population, among the people, then definitely it is there. For example, someone, again, I'll take that particular example of the feed. Feed problem, protein, low protein or below quality protein problem is there. Then you have to understand how this protein is going to affect the quality and quantity of the chicks produced or layers produced or eggs produced, whatever the final outcome, whether it is if it is a layer, it is egg, or it's a broiler, it's a chicken quality produce is there, not only quality, but also quantity. So that you have to look into that, how it is going to affect, and is this requirement is for whole Maharashtra or a whole district or a whole Maharashtra or a whole India, that you have to actually do certain market research before going further on your idea. And normally why we say that most of the ideas fail. Ideas fail because we do not understand the problems. We do not understand the demand position. We do not understand what exactly the need is there, which is unmet yet. So if we really look into, see into certain issues, I can tell you 10 years back or 15 years back, not even 10 years back, we used to struggle to call a taxi. We used to struggle to call a taxi. We used to struggle, he may come, he may not come, and you do not know how much money you have to pay from one point to another point. But now that type of problem statement or unmet need, someone has seen. Uber, Ola, these people have seen that, and they have created their own platform to reduce that need. The same way about the grocery shops. You don't like to go to grocery shop after coming back from the office. So people have seen that thing and they have entered the space, like Big Basket is there, or some other grocery grocers is there, and like this, a lot of companies are there which are come up. So they have seen the problem, and they have seen that this is not a problem of a small population. This is the problem of a big population in a city. So these are the city problems that we are looking into. The same way, if you wanted to look into the agriculture, you have to look into the problems of agriculture. What exactly the problems are. Till now, we normally say advisory is the main problem. Understanding the crop is the main problem. And with people who have migrated from agriculture to non-agriculture sector, came back to agriculture during the pandemic, creating more and more this type of knowledge deficit among the farmers. And can you increase this knowledge? This is one of the problem statement that I like to put it. Within this statement, there may be sectors, subsectors, within the irrigation, within the seed, within the pesticides. You may find lot many problems in this. So the main focus you have to give is to understand what exactly is the unmet problem. This is the one thing which is most important. And whenever any person in the evaluation process, he has told you have 5 steps of evaluation. First step is mostly a clerical step in which they are going to see your eligibility based on the papers you have submitted. So forget about that. But most of the technical evaluation starts from the second stage, when there is a preliminary selection committee which is safe. So you have to make them understand. That is the preliminary selection committee. They will see in general that, okay, this is a broad area of our understanding, and probably this can be done, we can put it. Second round goes into the online platform evaluation is there, which is basically peer reviewers are there. 5 reviewers will look into your proposal, and 5 reviewers will be looking from different angles. One will look from the technical angle, another will look from the business angle, another will look from the funding angle. So different people will be looking into the different angles, and you have to cross that particular thing. There is a criteria fixed for that. You have to cross that thing, and there you will not be able to impress upon those people that this is a real problem. So you have to mention it while writing that this is a problem, and you have to substantiate with literature, substantiate it with data that this is the problem. And this step is going to be there for every step. And once that online is clear, the third step is TEP, that is Technological Evaluation Panel. And there also you start, there are some more things are seen, your face is seen, your way of doing is seen, that I'll tell you. But again, everyone after the presentation, the experts talk about this only. His science is good, but he may not be able to scale up. That means the problem is not widespread. The problem is not widespread. Even you must have seen a specific problem, it is not widespread. So you have to look into that. Second important aspect is value proposition and differentials, what you are going to give it. So once the problem statement is there, you have understood the problem statement and you are coming up with the solution. Solution might be there in the place and solution may not be there a new introductory solution may be there. So you have to be very, very specific about your solution and how your solution is more valuable than others. Because there are a lot of competitors in the market, and all the competitors look into are trying to solve the same problem. For example, let me give you a simple another example from the animal science. Lot of people are coming have come up with different techniques of what you call as artificial insemination in bovines. So definitely, but still the most common is by using manual method, which is supposed to be very tidy, less efficient. Lot of things are there. There has been a company who has come up with a artificial insemination gun, which increases the efficiency up to 95%. It is not with the manual thing. It has got the IoT device in this. So the value proposition is the same. And there are many other guns are there which actually injects the semen into the proper places. So this is the way you have to look into the whole scenario, what exactly you are going to create. An efficiency of artificial insemination from 50-60% to 97%. That means you will be able to reduce the milk cycles, increase the milk production. So these are all the things that you have to look into there when you are telling about your value propositions. And let me tell you, at different level, as I told you, at different level, people are trying to evaluate you. When they are evaluating you, they come from different backgrounds and they have different experiences in most of these things, and they will come up with the experience. You can say, you know, this is my unique product. I am first time putting this into the market. Don't think so. When this artificial insemination gun came, we were also very excited that this man has come from first time. Then we tried to research into that, and we found that there are at least 10 types of guns worldwide which are available in the scenario. So we have put a different types of strategy here. We say they are not being used in India because first they are costly, they need to be imported, and they are more clumsy to use. That we have tried to look into their method of using. So this equipment is different than those equipments already available. So don't think you are the only one who has seen the unmet needs, or you have seen the problems or demand positions and trying to solve these things. There are many who must have already seen it, and who must have, many of them are already trying to solve the problem, and there must be a market for that. So this is the way that you have to look into that, and from there, how you are going to differentiate yourself. And if you really look into, see the differential part of it, whenever you see any automobile magazine, you see there will be a table. Lot of features will be there. Different types of models of vehicles will be there. And you will feel tick, 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 not tick, not tick. So that is the differentiation that everyone wants to try to tell to the customer, tell to their stakeholders that I am different from others. So this type of value proposition or differentiation of the product, you must actually tell to your, put it into the your proposal when you are writing a proposal. Technical viability, most important, and unfortunately, this is the way when I was talking about the Deepak, one person has actually looked into that way. He says it is not technically possible, which otherwise is possible. He was unaware, but he was expert. You have to look into that. So you have to actually make them understand that this is possible, and make them possible with confidence. That is again an important aspect. And Deepak, I understand that time you became shaky and you were puzzled what to tell. But yes, you have to tell them confidently that this is possible. For some sort of research in terms of doing literature survey or literature reviews, and try to bring out the best possible research literature and tell them that this is the literature that is available in the thing. And in the application of BIRAC, they give you a lot of space to upload these articles, to upload this research and all those things. You can actually upload these things when you are doing the preparing your project and writing your proposal. You can upload these research papers as a reference document. Remember, those who are doing these things definitely getting edge over those who are not doing these things. So you have to do a lot of work before even writing a single sentence of your proposal. So this is the third thing, which is viability, which has to be taken care of. As I told you, layers of three layers in which technical evaluation is being done.
Doctor, your voice is breaking.
First layer is mostly.
Doctor, your voice is breaking. Hello?
Now is it okay?
Now it's okay. Otherwise, you can cut your video and then speak.
Now
it's not okay. Now it's not okay.
That's what I did. I cut my video.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I think it will a bit fluctuate. That doesn't matter. But anyway, so what exactly the team strength and passion? As I was telling, the team strength and passion is very, very important. How much team strength is there? Someone asked, I am not I'm not a dentist, or I am not having any experience in dental, but still I am working in. To have someone who requires that type of technical knowledge of dental, whether it is your partner, whether it is your mentor, whether your advisor, whatever way you have to bring them, you have to bring them. And team strength can be seen by the evaluators at preliminary screening level and online screening level. Online screening level, definitely they see it and they give the marks to it, in which unless until you put someone who is related to these things and who can help you out, they will give less marks. That is very frankly speaking. And if you give, try to get less marks in anything, less mark mil jayega, next will be there. Don't think other people are doing there. They will be putting and getting some marks. But at the third level, that is TP level, when you are going to do the presentation, nowadays they are getting done presentation online because of COVID. But otherwise, they used to call you for the presentation in one of the 8 incubators, partner incubators, and there they will ask you to present in person. So when you are in person, it is always good to take the whole team to that person and show how much passionate you are. That is what important is, that to show how much passionate you are, you must be really a passionate person and you must understand the previous things very clearly. That is problem statement or problem solution problem solution line. You have to understand very clearly that I am solving a problem. Definitely I am solving a problem. I learned from this problem statement because I am giving the value to the customer whose problem I am going to solve it. And this value has technically it is viable. That means scientifically it is understandable, and there you wanted to show your passion. And passion comes with different ways. It is not necessarily you shout like me and then only you will be passionate, not necessarily. People with slow and steady voice also can show their passion by delivering the proper words at a proper place and also trying to impress upon the audience by seeing in their face, and their teammates who are there will always assist them during that thing. So these are all the things which actually everyone looks into the important points. So whenever you are writing a good proposal, you select your team or you form your team in such a way that they become passionate, they become the strength of your team. It is not that just for showcasing you add the name. That is wrong. Wow. Then comes the business perspective. Although I was telling from the number one that business is very, very important. In any type of BIG grants or startup grants, business is very, very important. Within the business, what they actually look into that, how good you are understanding the business. That is, demand position is one thing which you wanted to say. Then, if you develop or get ready from the POC level to go to market stage, your product is there, that is MVP is there, minimum value proposition product is there, then how you are going to take it to market? What are the different strategies you will apply? What are the different ways you apply? Like you wanted to go to directly to the customer, maybe through some mediators, or you wanted to go from business to other business and try to promote your product through white labeling or through other business, whatever that way you think it that. And then whether you wanted to sell it only to government, there are many companies who are eyeing only the government business because they have strength in that particular thing. So, and then you are going to have a mix of all these things in different ratios. That again, you have to look into that. These are all the things that you have to look into that. For example, I'll give you an example. When computers came to India, computer companies never thought that they will be selling it to government. They are more for directly customers or companies, that is B2G and B2B and B2C. Even companies also, they call it as a customers because the companies become the end user of the company of the computers, and they were selling it the market. They are selling it to the companies to ease their for easing their doing the business. And at that time, when government wanted to purchase some computers, they also had to act like business. The Zoom platform in which we are talking today also, it is not going to fall under the government procurement scheme. We have to purchase it as an independent normal entity, as a customer. So they say we are doing B2C, we are not doing B2G. But there are many IT companies which are definitely in the B2G. They are like TCS is there in the B2G. They have developed the complete IRCTC platforms and all those things. There are many companies who are working for the B2G, but they are at the big scale in IT sector. But in small scale also, there are many companies who are looking for the B2G. In agriculture, B2G becomes a very, very important area of strategy, because 50% of the inputs to the farmers are given by government, and they therefore become very important aspect in this. So this is another aspect of the business perspective. Within the business perspective, you have to make how you are going to do the operations. Operations, if you are a product area, means if your end point is for the sale is product, then you have to look into that how you are going to produce the project in large scale. Are you going to establish your own factory, or you are going to get it from some other factory, sourcing, give it to other manufacturers, contract manufacturers, and get it done. So these are all the operations you have to understand. And unless until you are very clear that what is your stance, I am giving you the options. You need not put all the options in your thing. You have to be very specific. Where is your strength? You put that. If your strength is in B2C, put it B2C. If your strength is in B2G, put it B2G. Don't mix it up and don't say, okay, I will do everything. That is in the first stage, at least first 2 years, they will not allow you. Later on, you can change your strategies, doesn't matter. And then comes the financial requirement and financial projections. These are two different things. You have a financial requirement. In big, we say up to 50 lakh rupees we can give. But definitely if you see, logically see, you can do it in 40 lakhs. Then why should you ask 50 lakhs? If you can do, if you have to do in 60 lakhs, but your limit is 50 lakhs and 10 lakhs, you have to put it from your own pocket or you have to borrow from somewhere else. How you are going to do that? So both the ways you have to look into that. If someone feels, if any one of the evaluators feels you are asking too much, you can do it in 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, then why you are asking 50 lakhs? That is also a point where you are they are going to reject you. And there may be a chances when they say you require 60 lakhs and some of the even evaluators can suggest you from where you can get the 10 lakhs more. It is not possible from BIRAC because there is a limit, and that is one. So financial requirement, understanding financial requirement to work out your operations by a team which is passionate, which has a value proposition, which has a technical viability or a scientific viability, scientific understanding, and which is solving a problem statement with our unmet need of the customers or the society in general or agriculture in particular is important aspect. So I have taken everything in one sentence. I can go ahead also. The next one is logical progression. And when you are talking about your business perspective, you have to tell them next 2 years what you are going to achieve and next 5 years what you are going to achieve. And that logical progression has to be there. And you wanted to add more products in when you are progression, you have to tell them. And this has to be logical, not abrupt projections. So you have to understand that whatever I am writing, even when you are writing, the flow of your writing should be logical. Because there is one page of a brief description of technology or brief description of your sometimes we see very abrupt sentence changes are there, which actually discredits your writing skill of the project. So if, as this particular theme is on how to write so logical progression of your writing is important. Language, I have already told you, language is one of the important aspects, specifically to understand the passion, to understand the value proposition or differentiation of your product, to understand the problem statement, because many people do not understand the problem statement in a very logical manner, in a proper, because the way you present or the way your language is there, they may not understand these things. So your language has to be very, very perfect in this way. Don't get shy if you, once you have written your whole project, and ask some person who is good at English. It may not be, you may be good at English, you may write the things which I am telling you logically and with a proper language, then it's not a problem. But if you think you require the language improvement or the writing improvement, better to talk to those people. There are many people in the industry, in the academia, who has very good skills in writing. So better go to them, ask them to correct this, give some honorarium to them for doing these things. You may get or you may not get, but the people you are taking help should be properly honored. Honorarium, you can give it to them, and then you can really make this possible. So this is the important points for actually writing any any good project. You have to understand these things, and already this thing actually has been told to you by Dr. Sivaramane, but let me give you more emphasis on this, because you are writing, you must have written very good proposal, but it may not be clicking to the eyes of the evaluators. The evaluator's bulb has to be on when you are doing this. So what exactly are important things? You have to very be specific about the technical feasibility. Let me tell you, 50% of the 50 to 60% of the evaluators are academicians, highly working on the science from last 25 to 30 years of experience in science. They have seen a lot of they have a lot of experience in the way they are dealing in the technical thing or a scientific thing. So technical feasibility becomes very important. And being in the science, they understand what exactly the novelty is there. When you talk about the novelty, let me tell you, even when you are writing the things, you can actually tell that I am going to protect my intellectual property. And intellectual property is basically not only the creativity, the novelty is one of the things, commercial proposition is one of the things. So this is the two things that you have to say. When you say, I am going to protect my product or a process as a intellectual property, whether it's a patent or whether it's a trademark or a copyright, then you have to understand the things. Copyright also is not a small thing to be protected. See, the book which was very famous is all the books which are very famous became very famous are the copyrights of some authors, and they get a lot of royalty out of it, and they become millionaire people. So novelty is one of the things, and novelty should be protected through different intellectual property propositions. So intellectual property items, they have to be protected. The value proposition, as I told you, you have to show the differentiation between your things and other things. And commercial strategy, market size is important. Unless until you tell that this is the big market, maybe $1 billion, $1 trillion market is there, out of which I am going to have only 0.5%, 1% share is sufficient. But the market size is important. That is what unmet needs of a large population is shown. Competitive landscape, as I told you, as I specified you many times, that there has to be a competitive landscape, and there people are there who are working in it, must be there, must be working on it. You have to take care of their strategy, their product, their services, compare it with you. Operations, definitely you must be more efficient operator, either by outsourcing the production or outsourcing the technology or licensing the technology through many places, but with your brand name, whatever you think that you have to make it. Plan for entering into the market and going fast into the market. That's an important thing. Growth projection, next 5 years, how you are going to do it, because BIG is not the end product. BIG is the starting initial seed grant, you can say. Then there will be many more grants. Someone was telling the Sparsh grant. Sparsh grant is really a very good grant for converting your idea into a POC. BIG grant is good for converting your POC to minimum value proposition scale. That is, if you look into the technology readiness level, Sparsh is from TRL 1 to TRL 3 or 4. BIG from TRL 3 or 4 to TRL 6 or 7 or 8, and beyond that, if you wanted to go, there are many other. SIBRI scheme is there. There are many other schemes within the DBT, and in the open market there are a lot of money is there. Team again is an important aspect. Everyone looks into which team you are actually dealing with, and strategy to overcome challenges, and whatever the challenges may come within the 18 months of development from the TRL 3 to TRL 7, 8, you have to tell that these are the risk factors I am going to come out of the risks like this. So this is very, very important aspect. And with this, I say thank you. I'm open for the question.
Thank
Hello.
you. Now we are ready to take questions.
Hello, sir. Can we apply without a team?
Yes, you can application. When you wanted to apply, you apply. But the people will see. When at the time of evaluation, they will give you less rating compared to a good team. You can apply, no doubt. You can gain the marks in other parts also. If you have a very, very good idea, or you have a very good problem statement, or you are solving an unmet need, which your value proposition is very, very good, probably alone can also apply, but you will get less marks in that particular area. Think in this way. You have to apply for winning proposal, not you are applying a proposal. Understand?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hello, sir. I want to ask one thing. If the technology has been licensed from some institute and we are just manufacturing that product, then are we eligible for the BIG?
I don't think. They will simply say this technology is available, and if you have got from some public sector funding, some XYZ can also take, because they give it into non-exclusive. You can apply it, but it will not go beyond the certain level.
In case, sir, we get exclusive license.
From where you are getting the exclusive license?
Sir, some private researchers are there, so they
okay.
might give
Then you can do one thing. You can ask the private researcher to be the part of your team. So that will give you a strength to him also, to you also.
Okay.
You license it, but also tell him that with license, you be a part of my team, become a director of my company, and we will go together, because he can do that. He can do wonders in future also.
Thank you, sir.
But from any public sector, if you really wanted to take the license, they will not give in exclusive. They will give in non-exclusive basis only.
Okay. Sir, even some ICAR institutes offer a limited license, not exclusive, but limited, like they offer just 3 to 4 licenses only. In that case also, it's not feasible?
No.
Okay.
So see, what they will ask you is that, the simple question is that this is not your technology. This is the technology you have licensed from someone.
Okay.
I can also go and license the technology and do my business.
Okay.
What is the fun of here?
Sir, yes, sir. So is it necessary to incubate anyway to get into this?
And not at this point of time. If you have your own lab, you don't need to have incubated, as Shivaraman had told.
Sir, we don't have any lab, sir. Actually, we have done some of the part of the work with outsourcing.
No,
Then
to
it's
apply for
better to-
BIRAC, you need not have, you need not have incubated anywhere.
You can apply now. You can apply now. For next time of outsourcing, better go to the incubation and outsource to them.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
That will give you strength, lot of strength in your proposal. Anyone
So
else?
we are working. Yeah, sir. We are working right now on creating the proof of principle, and the idea is that within the 18 months frame, if we get the grant, that we reach proof of value, which you mentioned, TRL 7 or 8. Now, with respect to the proof of principle, what we are trying to do is a frugal way where we are trying out a few tests at our level with some reagents, but then we would also want to have it outsourced and have it evaluated by a third party. But
Yes.
the cost of these tests are extremely high, and I was of the opinion that if we are able to get the BIG grant, then we would like to be incubated in IISc. So I'm not sure if you have any recommendations for such a scenario.
IISc, you can actually go and get it there, and even now there is one Startup India Kakanachi grant is there. You can apply for that Startup India and ask IISc to be the partner for that. But IISc, they have one particular condition. If some professor is ready to take, then only they will incubate you.
Oh.
That is their condition. I am not, that also I came to know a few days back. They will be getting the Startup India Seed Fund. You can apply for that also. Actually, you can, have you formed a company and you have applied for DPIIT? Startup India?
No, sir. First week of September is when we are trying to register the company. But you see, the problem is I have extremely limited
resources.
Things in, yeah. So the biotechnology lab is something that I cannot think of any kind of investment. So either it is going to be BBC or CCAMP or IISc, and I was of the opinion that IISc would be the first choice, but I did not know that we need to be accepted by somebody in IISc, otherwise we are out of.
Go and check it. They have the incubation center.
I will do that.
Go and check it. That is the first thing you should do.
Yeah, but with respect to the current scenario, if I'm at the proof of principle right now for the BIRAC application, would it matter that I reach proof of concept at least before the grant is even thought about?
Not necessarily. You can just even before this, you go ask their incubator manager that I wanted to do these things. Can you support me? Any of your professors support me? If you get support from IISc professor, it will be very, very good. And Deepak, I know you have the potential to do it.
I will try, sir. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? We have 5 more minutes. There are a lot of questions. I think 10 chats are there. Bhargavi, can you read it out? Anyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just selecting the ones which we haven't responded. So there is one query. Sir, we are BSc Agriculture student thinking about a nanotech based agri startup having high potential in agriculture. We have no experience on it, also have no research product on it, but some research institute like ICAR have this product. We have only idea and some of our professors are willing to help us. Can we apply for BIRAC for commercialization?
It's too early. Although you can apply, but it's too early, they will reject it. Frankly speaking, you can apply for Prayas. Nidhi Prayas is there. That is for this type of grant, which is really very, very early stages. If you have not done, because in BIRAC big, they will say you should come at least at TRL level 3. Someone had asked also what is the TRL levels. I'll explain it when the question comes. Okay, next.
Sir, we have integrated farming system where we produce vermicompost and vermiwash along with oyster mushroom, but there is lack of modern technology like IoT, AI, etc. So can you tell us how to achieve that?
What exactly you wanted in IoT and IoT in integrated farming? If you really wanted to automate your farm, you can connect to some of our startups already there in the field in doing the automated farms. There is one company, forgetting. उसका company क्या है? Irrigation wala, that company is there, na? Krishna.
Sai Krishna.
No, not Sai Krishna. Bala Krishna, yeah, that they are in the
Simply Fresh.
Huh?
Simply Fresh.
Not Simply Fresh. Simply Fresh, they are already automated. I am talking about those who are in the irrigation systems, actually.
Gramwork X, sir.
Gramworks is there. You can talk to them. Another company is called Bharat Rohan. You can talk to them. So there are a couple of companies are there which are there in this area.
Sir, Abhijit here.
1 minute we'll go. We'll first go for whatever it is written one. Then we'll take the one. Anything else in the chat box?
No, sir, that's it. All the questions we have answered. Only the TRL.
TRL level is one. One is remaining. That is TRL level. Let me tell you what exactly the TRL is. Basically, the technology readiness level. When you have an idea, like what the students were telling, you have an idea and you think we can start a project and you make a plan that I can do this to achieve, come up with a nano product or come up with a product. That is TRL 1. That is technology readiness level 1. And then you start doing some sort of experimenting and come up with a small proof of concept that what we call is a model at school level, model at institutional level. When you talk about a model car by engineering students, that is at POC level, TRL 3 or 4 level. Then you start taking that POC level to the field and start experimenting in field level and try to find out what exactly the problems are coming. Then the level of TRL goes there. That is technology ready level 3 is the 3 and 4 are proof of concept level. Then it goes to some sort of more better understanding based on the problems it is facing. Then TRL 4 level, 5 level, 6 level. And at 6 level, you take it to the customers. That is minimum value proposition is there, 6 or 7 level. And customers start giving feedback and you start improving your product or services. That is TRL 7, 8. And TRL 9 is completely perfected level of your technology, which can definitely go out and be used by the customers. So that is the TRL level, technology readiness level. You can Google it, you will find a lot of literature on it. Yes, now someone is asking a question.
Yes, Abhijit here.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened? Twice I applied for this big grant, but last time I got a mail from them that how you will make it for next level that you have not written in this proposal. That's how you scale up. So what I have to do for scale up?
What is your project? I don't know, but you have.
So my project is medicated milk, which I am under getting patent. It is under examination.
Okay, patented. Sorry, medicated.
Gujarat side also.
Wherever you wanted, Nandurbar or Gujarat side, wherever you wanted to go, you have to tell those statistics and you have to tell how you are going to approach it. For example, you said, where are you exactly? Pune?
Pune.
So Pune, you are there. So Pune, from Pune, and you wanted to look into the Central Maharashtra and Konkan area, one side, and Vidarbha area, another side. You wanted to go up towards that. So first of all, at what stage you wanted to make your medicated milk? That is at Pune also, or you wanted to make small plants at different places. That is one strategy. You can make one plant at Pune and supply it to whole of India. You can make small plants at different places, like what the PepsiCo and all those things. They have the bottling plants at different places. They do it. So
same I'm doing.
So whatever the strategy, I'm not saying you do it, but you have to think based on your finances, your human resources, and your team. How much your team can look into these things. So you have to sit in with your team, understand it, and then make a strategy. Concise the strategy. You will make a 20-page strategy, but 20 page, no one is going to read it. Try to concise this to 1 page or half page.
Single page.
By making some good flow diagrams or something like that, a table, or depends on whatever you wanted to make it. So this is where you have to impress upon them. You can make a 20-page strategy, doesn't matter, but you have to concise it.
Right, sir. Got it, sir.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Madhav, Mr. Madhav.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. Actually, I had come to the webinar even last year. Actually, I'm an entrepreneur. And I had this idea of converting agri-waste into, it's already, it's like, I wanted to set up a plant in Telangana, in the remote regions of Telangana for, this is briquettes which are used for industrial purposes across industries. So, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have another 2 team members who are also entrepreneurs who have, I have experience of up to 3 years now. And there are other entrepreneurs, like one of the entrepreneur has, he's a Gujarati businessman and he has 25+ years experience. Another person has chemical factories of 2 chemical factories in Telangana. So we 3 wanted to come up with this, and it's actually, there are a lot of industries which require this product. There are also a lot of other technologies coming up. So actually, we have more of business expertise, like in terms of the other team members, they have more business expertise. So we don't require that full amount of funding also of up to 50 lakhs. We wanted to start on a nominal scale and then scale it up further in the future. That's our plan. So
yeah. So what exactly you want at this point of time?
We actually require grants because so I was thinking of interacting personally, but so that was one more thing. So we require grants, but not up to 50 lakhs, but even half the amount would be sufficient for us to first start off.
See, there are 2 things. In BIG, if you wanted to apply for BIG is basically for a new technologies that is coming up. So if you say briquetting of many ways and all this, the technology is already available as I presume.
Okay.
Technology. Someone is talking. Kindly mute him. Technology, as I presume, technology is already available.
Yeah, it is in a way. So it is. There are
so technology. Let me tell you that when technology is already available, these innovative grants will not be suitable for you. What you have to actually do is go to district industry center of whichever district you wanted to go for that particular, say, suppose Karimnagar or Adilabad, wherever you wanted to make your thing. There is a district industry center in all districts. Ask them. You have to anyway register with them, and once you register with them, you will get some sort of UID number, Udyog Aadhaar number, or what they call, something they call it. Once you get that, you will get an MSME certificate from Ministry of Microfinance, Micro and all those things. Once you get that, you will get a lot of concessions in different other areas. May not be exactly grants. It may be in different areas, like some tax exemptions will be there. Some low cost inputs, you will get it. Low cost input, the cost of input, if it is X, you may get it at a lesser cost. So some other benefits you will get it. Probably there may be MSME, may be having some sort of grants also, I'm not sure, for this type of thing, because it's a routine industry.
Okay.
They have loans, and they too have one.
Soft loans, whatever they can have. Very soft loans.
Okay.
So that thing you can actually, you can go to Telangana Industries Department website. Lot of schemes are there, as far as I understand.
Okay. Thank you. So another thing.
Yes.
Actually, I have another friend of mine who's actually working on IoT for agriculture based in the agriculture industry, but I do not know what exactly is in his mind. So that I think is more applicable here, right? I mean, it's more it's something which is innovated, so that is more relevant, I suppose, right?
Yes. Something which is innovative.
Okay, fine. Okay, I do not know exactly what he has in his mind. So once he comes up with it, then I can team up with him and come up with a plan.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, again, apart from the earlier project, now this biochar. Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, biochar, though in India, some improved technology is not there, what I have researched, but one Australian technology is there to make a continuous biochar. So now biochar, can it come under this biotech?
Biochar, that is okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
if it's something innovative, you can apply for it. Something innovative with scientific principles, you can apply for it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? If not, we'll.
Yeah, one more they have asked is about technology that is taken from other institutes. So technically, this is not for the technology that is taken from elsewhere.
Yes.
So if we are developing the technology, then this will be a platform to apply.
It is always, you should have your own IP in this particular. You can apply for Startup India seed fund. Startup India seed fund is also there. You can apply for that also.
Good afternoon, sir. Srinivasan sir and Sivaramanan sir. Alam here.
Alam,
yeah.
So I think we'll apply this time again with more improved versions, and definitely we'll reach out to Sivaramanan sir and Bhargaviji, and of course, if you reach out to you also, sir, for any refinement and others. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Then, sir, shall we close it then?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bhargavi.
Okay, so thank you very much. I would like to thank our speakers, Dr. K. Srinivas and Dr. N. Shivaraman. Indeed, it was a very useful session, sir, and I hope all the participants have good takeaways today. And I would also like to thank all the participants who took out their time and joined for this session. Kindly apply for BIG, and for any queries, you can reach out to us. I have dropped the details in the chat box, the contact details and email IDs. And also, please keep following us on our social media pages. Please do visit our website for any updates and further information regarding BIG and other programs. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. And thanks for everyone to be part of this program. Thank you.